If you just brought home a German Shepherd puppy and you are scared you might be doing something wrong in these first 3 months, then stay with me because what happens in the next 90 days will decide the next 10 years of your life together. Most new owners lose this window without even knowing it existed, and by the time they realize their mistake, the puppy has already grown into a dog with fear, anxiety or aggression that could have been prevented with 5 simple things I am about to walk you through. I am Dr. Watsun, and today we are talking about the most critical stage of your German Shepherd puppy's life, the first 3 months at home. When your puppy first walks through your door, everything is new, everything is loud, and everything is a little bit terrifying for a small animal that just left its mother and littermates. This is called the fear imprint period, and it typically runs from 8 weeks to about 11 weeks of age. Whatever your puppy experiences during this window, whether it is positive or negative, gets burned into its memory far deeper than anything that happens later in life. A slammed door, a rough handling, a scary stranger during this stage can create a lifelong phobia that no amount of training later can fully undo. So the very first thing you must do in week 1 is protect your puppy from overstimulation. Keep visitors limited, keep noise low, and let your puppy explore your home at its own pace rather than forcing interactions. The second thing that matters enormously in these first 3 months is socialization, and this is where most owners either succeed brilliantly or fail quietly. German Shepherds are naturally protective and somewhat reserved with strangers by breed temperament, but that protectiveness can tip into fear-based aggression if the puppy is not properly exposed to the world during this window. Between 8 and 16 weeks, your puppy needs to meet different types of people, different sounds, different surfaces, different other animals, and different environments in a calm and controlled way. This does not mean overwhelming your puppy with a chaotic dog park. It means short, calm, positive exposures. A walk past a school during pickup time. A car ride to a quiet parking lot just to watch the world go by. A gentle introduction to a vacuum cleaner from a safe distance with treats involved. Each of these tiny experiences is a deposit into what I call the confidence bank, and every withdrawal from a bad experience needs at least 5 deposits of good experience to balance out. Now here is something almost nobody tells new German Shepherd owners, and it surprised even me when I first learned it. Puppy vaccinations are not fully effective until around 16 weeks of age, which creates a painful dilemma. Vets often tell owners to keep puppies isolated until vaccines are complete, but the socialization window I just described closes right around that same time. The solution most modern veterinary behaviorists now recommend is a balanced approach. Avoid dog parks and areas with unknown dog traffic, but do not lock your puppy inside your house for 2 months. Carry your puppy in your arms on outings. Let it observe the world from a stroller or a sling. Expose the senses without exposing the paws to unknown ground where risk of illness is higher. This one adjustment alone prevents thousands of German Shepherds every year from becoming fearful, reactive adults. If this information is already changing how you are thinking about your puppy's first months, then do me a favor right now and hit that subscribe button, because Dr. Watsun brings you real science-backed guidance every single week that most influencers online will never tell you. And I do not want you missing the next video where I break down the exact feeding schedule that builds a healthy joint structure in a growing German Shepherd. Let's talk about crate training, because this is the third pillar of the first 3 months, and it is often misunderstood as cruel when it is actually one of the kindest things you can give your puppy. A crate is not a punishment box. To a German Shepherd puppy, a properly introduced crate becomes a den, a small safe space that mimics the security of sleeping curled up with littermates. Puppies who are crate trained early tend to develop better bladder control faster, experience less separation anxiety later, and have an easier time during vet visits, grooming, and travel because they already understand what it means to settle calmly in a confined space. The key is introduction. Never force your puppy into the crate. Toss treats inside. Feed meals inside with the door open. Let curiosity do the work. Within a week or two, most puppies willingly walk into their crate on their own, because it has become associated with comfort rather than confinement. Sleep is the fourth thing owners drastically underestimate. A German Shepherd puppy between 8 and 12 weeks needs between 18 and 20 hours of sleep per day. Yes, you read that correctly. Nearly a full day of sleep split across naps and nighttime rest. This is not laziness. This is the brain and the skeletal system undergoing an enormous amount of construction work that only happens during deep sleep. Owners who keep their puppies awake too long, overstimulated with constant play and family activity, often end up with what looks like hyperactivity or biting and nipping behavior. In reality, that is often an overtired puppy who does not yet have the emotional regulation to calm itself down, similar to an overtired toddler having a meltdown. If your puppy is suddenly biting at your hands or ankles more than usual, check the clock before you check the behavior. Chances are it just needs a nap. Now let's address something specific to this breed that catches so many new owners off guard, and that is the German Shepherd's rapid and somewhat awkward growth pattern. This breed can grow shockingly fast in the first 3 months, sometimes doubling or tripling in weight, and this rapid bone growth creates real vulnerability. This is why veterinary orthopedic specialists strongly advise against activities like jumping off furniture, excessive stair climbing, forced long walks, or rough play with much larger adult dogs during this stage. The growth plates in a German Shepherd puppy do not fully close until well past a year old, and stress placed on those plates too early has been linked to hip and elbow issues later in adulthood. A good general rule many trainers use is 5 minutes of structured exercise per month of age, twice a day, with the rest of the time being free play in a safe enclosed space rather than forced physical activity. Nutrition during these first 3 months deserves its own deep conversation and honestly deserves its own dedicated video. But the short version every owner needs to know right now is this. German Shepherd puppies need a diet specifically formulated for large breed puppies, not standard puppy food, because the calcium and phosphorus ratios differ significantly. Overfeeding a growing German Shepherd or feeding a diet not designed for large breeds has been directly linked in veterinary studies to an increased risk of hip dysplasia and other joint disorders. Portion control matters just as much as ingredient quality here. A slightly lean puppy is a healthier puppy in this breed. You should be able to feel the ribs with light pressure, not see them, but definitely feel them. Biting and mouthing deserves special attention because this is the #1 complaint I hear from new German Shepherd owners in these first 3 months. Puppies explore the world with their mouths the way human infants explore with their hands. And this is completely normal developmental behavior, not aggression. The goal during this stage is not to eliminate mouthing entirely, but to teach bite inhibition, meaning your puppy learns how much pressure is too much. When a puppy bites too hard during play, a sharp but calm sound like a short yelp or an ouch, followed by